I got to ask you about Rory because we want to talk Rory. He's my pick to win this week. Yeah. First thing I want to ask you is what you've mentioned a few times on air, but after he won the Players, he came by your guys' set. Monday morning it was the playoff, and you said he sat around afterwards and chatted with you guys.
Yeah, for a bit. Yeah.
What were you guys chatting about?
Well, so I had a question in my mind I want to ask him on the air, and it was about the softer ball, because if you remember, he drove way right one round on 18 and cut it around. I believe it was the first round. Cut it around, made birdie. Drove way right on 6 and cut it around on the final round, and it was able to save par. And so I thought, he's playing that softer ball. And people forget Tiger Woods played the softest ball on tour, the spinniest ball on tour. Mm-hmm. So Tiger, a part of being able to work it through all those 9 windows is having a bit of a soft ball. And so everybody defaults to low, balls that don't spin a lot. So Rory's gone to the softer ball. So I wanted to ask him on the air, is the softer ball allowing you to hit those shots? And do you think you could have won this tournament without the softer ball? And I see you getting on top of it more, covering it more. And that's, I think that's a beautiful shot you're going into Augusta. Anyway, my producer, we'd already asked a question. He was like, we got to wrap. And I'm like, frick, can't ask this question on the air. So as soon as we go to break, I'm like, bro, I was going to ask you this question on the air, but I'm going to ask it to you. He leans in, eats it up, wants to talk about it, gives us, great, because Rory's the best. So he just goes on and on and on. And I'm like, I should have just blown through the stop sign that the producer was, just blown through it. Because, my instinct was to ask it, and I didn't.
Can you blow through it, or would they just cut you?
Well, when you're trying to button up a show at the end, there are stop signs you can blow through, and there's some you can't. And you usually can tell by the tone of the producer's voice. And this is like, stop! This wasn't, hey guys, stop, rap.
There was already a yellow light somewhere in there.
It was.
It turned to hard red.
Yeah, this gotcha. Was, this was, I'm gonna cuff you and throw you in the back of the car if you run through it. So I didn't do it. And he was great. By the way, then he went out and hung with Johnson Wagner as well. Wagner hit the shot on 17 too.
Doing the whole thing.
He did, yeah.
He agreed, because he's using, I believe, the TP5 now, and he was using the TP5X before.
Right. That's right.
But yeah, he was agreeing with you that
he was. And look, I think there are problematic things about Augusta National as it relates to Rory, but I look at this year in its totality, and I think this is his best year. This may be the best year he's ever had to come in here and win this event for a lot of reasons. And he's 35 years of age, and ordinarily when somebody's 35, you'd think their best golf is behind them. But Rory is like that. He's a red wine athlete. He's getting better with age. He's like Tom Brady. He's like Roger Federer. He's getting faster as he gets older. He's getting more lithe. He hasn't lost anything off his fastball. And this place, 35 years of age or older, a full 1/3 of the winners of the Masters have been 35 years of age or older. Wow. A full exact 1/3 of them.
Wow.
And so it sort of bows down to the experience and age here. Put all that together, and I think this is his week. It's his to win or lose.
I love that. He was on the shout out to the DraftKings Sportsbook. He was my choice.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Place to wager on him.
Yeah, you did
as well. Now that has bit me before.
If I could bet on golf, I would go there. Yeah.
But you can't. Huh?
No, I can't. No.
Oh, they don't let you.
No, you can't. Yeah. Just a quick sidebar. Before I knew you could or couldn't bet, I qualified for the Senior Open one year at St. Andrews, and I thought, God, I gotta go there. When am I ever going to get a chance to bet on myself? So I went into one of those little sports books at St. Andrews, and I was like, I want to put $50 on Brandel Chamblee. And the guy was like, who the is that? And he was like, and he goes, hold on a second. He laughed. He came back and he was like, all right, we did some research. You can have all you want.
Let's give me all those. I'm picturing a big scroll unfurling. And it's like, where is this guy?
Page down.
That's really funny.
He was like, yeah, you can have all the action you want on that. He's out of here Friday, big boy.